Welcome to Campfire Spookhouse, Episode 2, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm Scary Terry, and this here to my left is...
Rock Horror.
Alright, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the year 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper, stars Marilyn Burns, Edwin Neal, Alan Danziger, Paul A. Partain, William Vale, Terry McMinn, Jim Cito, Gunnar Hansen as Leatherface, and John Dugan. Honestly, a bunch of actors who I've never even recognized in anything else other than this movie that we just watched.
That's true.
The description of this film is 5 friends head out to rural Texas to visit the grave of a grandfather. On the way, they stumble across what appears to be a deserted house, only to discover something sinister within. So this was actually my first time watching this movie. I had never seen it before, but always heard about it. I think I was always too scared to watch it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You said that you saw it when you were younger, but hadn't remembered a whole lot from it.
I was very young when I saw it, and I was never the biggest fan of horror films. And it's not just because it's horror as a genre. Because I remember watching a few of the Friday the 13th films, and I like those.
Right.
But I couldn't, there's so much, I couldn't get into it. But anyway, I just remember a very distinct image, and it ended up being like the last sequence of the movie that was all I remembered. So it was like I was watching it for the first time.
That sequence, the end of the movie being when she got away on the
when
truck.
she's running away and the guy's chasing her.
Right.
All I remember is somehow she ends up in the truck bed and narrowly gets away.
So when you were watching the movie, you kept sort of picturing that, like you remembered that happened, but you didn't know where it was going to be.
I couldn't even remember if she got away completely, or if it was for a moment and then she got caught again.
Right.
Because, a lot of that was going on at some point. I just remember that at some point she gets away in a truck bed.
Right, okay. All right.
That's about the only thing that stayed with me, because I said I saw it when I was quite young.
I think the reason... When I was watching this last night, I think the reason why I sort of never wanted to watch the movie was because of the hype that was built around it. I mean, I've always been told that it's one of those kind of groundbreaking films from the 1970s that sort of redefined or helped to redefine the horror genre.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, it's like one of those things I didn't actually want to really watch just because people were saying how great it was.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I understand the sentiment. That's happened to me quite a bit with quite a few movies
Right.
that I otherwise would have watched, but because of so much hype around it, it was like, do I even need to watch this? I didn't want to be a part of the conversation at that point.
Right.
It was almost like it was a movie that it was no longer interesting because it had become something bigger than it's originally intended.
Right.
It was something else. It was more like an advertisement than a piece of art.
Right.
Yeah.
I also think too, I'm kind of glad that I waited this long to watch it, because now that I sort of went at my own pace to view this movie, I think I had a much better appreciation for the film after having watched it than if I would have watched it when I was younger.
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't have felt the same way as I do now. I think it was worth the wait.
I think you're right. I feel the same way, that I'm glad I watched it at this point in life, because it really is, or really was. It was something. It was definitely something I don't recall seeing before. I could see elements of other things that I've seen in my past, which would have happened after this movie came out.
Right.
So I could see the influences.
Right.
That were the other influences. Even in the case with Friday the 13th, I could see where people got that idea. When we were watching, we mentioned about the sound of the chainsaw.
Yes.
And how whatever they did in the sound design to make it feel like he was right there, no matter how fast you're running, because it was so dark.
Yeah.
But the sound was loud.
It was.
Which made it seem like he was right there. Like no matter how fast you run, how much you screamed, he was right there.
So I do think the Foley in this film was done really well.
Absolutely.
Given too that, I mean, it was a very low budget that I saw.
Yeah.
Independent film, clearly a lot of unknown actors being used in the movie. I think it's an excellent example. I found that this film is an excellent example of what you can do with so little.
Yes.
And I found that to be really influential and inspiring. We are, as I said and mentioned last week, we are inexperienced when it comes to the horror genre. Having this being a second episode now, watching Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, which we reviewed last week, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this film, personally, again, with how little or what little they had to use that made the movie as groundbreaking as it was, that being very inspirational, inspiring, I think that this film has really helped to define now my appreciation for horror, the genre to begin with, because I still can't believe even the ending of this movie. It was a slow kind of burner, slow build up leading up to, but the ending was very creative. I thought it was done very well, especially introducing this sinister family, and as messed up as they were, and when it finally brought them all together and you're at the dinner table with them and you're kind of introduced to these characters and who they are, and I found it terrifying. Like, it was very, very scary experience, and it does make you kind of feel for the girl. Her name being, what was her name in the movie? Sally, the main character. I didn't think she was going to get away. I personally thought that she was going to get killed. So I had no idea what her escape route was going to be. I had no idea how she was going to get away.
I had a feeling that she was going to get away. Like I said, it wasn't even because I had that initial thought.
Yeah.
From when I saw it so many years ago. It's just it was the way her character was written.
Yeah.
She seemed a little bit like reserved in the background. You didn't hear much from her until she was kind of just thrust into action because everyone else just got taken out.
True.
But it was how hard she ran.
Yeah.
Jumping through windows.
Yeah.
Like also like she wants to live.
Yeah, she's a survivor for sure.
So for that reason, I was like, as good as these guys are, I don't see it. I don't see that. I don't see her not at least getting away. And if she gets away but dies narrowly, she'll be taking some of them out with her or something like that. Like something like that was going to happen.
Well, I think for me, I give the film a lot of praise too, in the sense that I personally was misled.
Yes.
Because her having that survival instinct and getting away, and I didn't think she was going to get away simply because every character around her in this film, they were all doomed right from the start.
Yeah.
I just assumed that the ending was going to be very similar for her, like her demise. She was going to be killed.
Mm-hmm.
Rock Horror and I as well mentioned that we believe the reason why we didn't really get into horror films growing up was because when we would watch a horror film, we could not identify with the characters because we personally would never find ourselves in the situations that they're in, because we would just never go in those situations. We would never pick up a hitchhiker on the side of the road. We would never veer off into the abandoned house at the end of the street that we would just go walk into out of curiosity. Especially the look of the house. Even if you walk in the door and I notice even one thing that's amiss. So I feel the energy when I walk in there. I don't care who it is that I'm looking for, what friend or family of mine is in there. I'm getting out. I'm going to the police, and that's that. I'm not going back to that house unless I have a whole police squad accompanying me.
Yeah, so I couldn't relate with it because, or not just with it, with so much of the horror genre because. Yeah, I wouldn't do any of those things. Yeah. I wouldn't be in that situation.
Yeah.
It would have to be like a happenstance. You just happen to be living your life and then some horrible thing kind of like happens to you.
Yep.
That it would have to be that. And then those were the movies that I would find scary, as it were.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any control over that. But this the whole premise that let's see what that's a weird sound.
Yep.
No, absolutely not. No. Bump in the night. Bump in the night. If it's not in my house, I'm not going. I'm not checking it out.
Exactly. What baffles me is how naive these characters were. And maybe that was just a thing of like the time, like, you know, in the 1970s too. I mean, that was an era where serial killers were running rampant.
True.
But at the same time, man, come on, bro. I would never do that. That would never happen. How do you think the movie Rock Horror uses lighting, color, and camera angles to create suspense?
Well, definitely with the lighting. I noticed that they use natural light.
Yes, they did.
Because I mean, why not? They're in Texas.
True.
It's a lot of natural light. They shot the majority of it in the day, but even at night, it was so dark at times, and then there would just be like one kind of partial bit of light, which works really good for the movie because it's scary.
Yeah.
So I think they made excellent use of what they had.
Yeah.
And then some of the props, like it makes sense to have the van with the lights on, so that if you're looking for your friends, because that's going to shoot in the distance and provide you light. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense as a plot device. It also makes a lot of sense to light the actors, so that you don't need to get all these extra lights as well. Because it doesn't need to be super bright outside, because some dude with a chainsaw is going to be chasing them soon. Yeah.
I think for me, like I really enjoyed the moments that it was dark.
Yes.
Because there wasn't really a lot that you could see.
Yeah.
But that also reflects, I feel like, the fear that they were going. They didn't really know what was happening, where to go. They couldn't see.
And it makes complete sense in retrospect why the character that's going to be chased at night is wearing white pants.
Yeah.
And a
shirt.
And a powder blue shirt with white border. So you literally can see her through every shot of the night. Yep. You can't see the guy chasing her with a chainsaw.
But you can hear the chainsaw.
Oh, yes, you can.
You can hear, and that's the thing too. That what we both found that to be really fascinating was just how fucking close that sound can be heard to her. You know he's near.
Yeah.
Especially, it's like, as I was saying to you last night, it seemed the farther that she ran away, the closer he was to her. I mean, the louder the chainsaw, and I found that really intense. Honestly, like I felt for her more so than any of the characters in the film, simply because her having that survivor's instinct, her main intention was to get away. That was her purpose.
Yeah.
And I felt myself really rooting for her and thinking at the same time, how the hell is she going to pull this off?
I think that was by design, right?
Oh, of course.
You want the person who's going to be chased for the last quarter of the movie, to be a person that you want to escape.
Yeah. What is the significance of the setting, and how does it contribute to the film's overall mood?
I think the significance is it's rural.
Yeah.
So it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yep. Which is frightening.
Yeah, it's in Texas, so you're away from all the things that you might have known. So even though you show up there with your van or whatever, there's nothing really for. It doesn't matter if your grandfather used to live there or whatever else.
Yeah.
They're not there now.
Yeah.
It's abandoned, and beyond that, the only other thing we visited was a cemetery. So you're talking about abandoned buildings and a cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
That is the setting of the movie.
Yep.
In rural Texas, it's hot.
Yep.
People are only showing up because they've heard that the graves were defaced.
Yep.
That's the only reason people are showing up. And then they go back to wherever it is that they were. So why are you guys there? Once again, the issue that I would have being in that situation is I just would not be in that situation.
Exactly. I also felt because it's rural Texas and like the way that this family killed, it was almost for sport.
Yeah.
I mean, they enjoyed doing it.
It was a family tradition. Grandpa was apparently the best killer of all.
Exactly. We learned that later on.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like as far as the rules go, anything goes.
Yeah.
And that's a terrifying aspect, and I find that to be very suspenseful, and I think that sort of impacts the story, at least for, the killing family, that is.
Yeah.
The two characters in the film that I think really piqued my interest the most is the hitchhiker.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that he was absolutely deranged, extremely unpredictable. Right from the beginning when we saw him and they let him in the car, which again, never would do, ever. Yeah. Sorry, hitchhiker, but you're not coming in.
Mm-hmm.
You knew something was amiss right off the bat with him, especially when he grabbed the brother's knife and then cut his own hand with it.
Oh, it would have been, I don't understand why they didn't pull over. and the truth is, I wouldn't have pulled over. I would have just opened up the door.
Yeah.
And slowed down enough, like we were gonna stop.
Yeah.
And then just booted him out.
I knew this was a family of cannibals. Like, I at least knew that about the movie. So right from the beginning, I knew the hitchhiker is definitely, he's related to this family somehow. He's in the family.
Yeah.
I thought, like, as far as the story goes, like, he was going to kind of lead them back to, like, his family's home, which is where all the killings would take place. I also had a strong feeling after he was out of the car that we haven't seen the last of him. We're definitely going to see him again later on. At some point, he's going to pop up.
Yeah.
I think the most interesting character to me was the father, the one that was working at the gas station.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really expect that we would see him again, and I wasn't thinking too much that he was also the family. So he kind of surprised me later on when she returned to the gas station trying to run away from Leatherface.
This is, for whatever reason, I'm just naturally suspicious.
Right.
As soon as I got there and there wasn't any gas, it didn't matter what he was telling me about in a couple of hours. I'm moving on to the next gas station.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust the hitchhiker. So the hitchhiker would have never met me, number one.
True.
I don't trust the guy at the gas station.
Yeah.
I would have not been there.
Yeah.
So because that was my natural suspicion,
yeah,
when I saw the gas attendant and he was talking about they have the best barbecue and if it doesn't come today, it'll come tonight. I'm like, there's no proper place to stay.
Right.
I am not staying at this place.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee that gas is coming in a couple hours or tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know this guy. He's out in the middle of nowhere. That's why he doesn't have any gas. How many people actually stop to get gas from this guy?
Yeah.
And these are questions that you ask. They didn't ask for whatever reason. They wanted to stop and wander.
Yep.
Hey, that was just not going to be me.
Once she returned back to the gas station and he brought her in to help her, that was when I knew, okay, he's one of them for sure. 1,000%.
This is the thing, and I remember when he initially, when he brought her in,
yep,
and he's like, oh, wait, you'll be okay, and whatever. It's two things. It's that the chainsaw is loud, it's running, and whatever, and as soon as she is in the arms of this guy,
yeah,
you don't hear the chainsaw anymore.
Yeah.
To me, that is the most suspicious thing. Is this guy so scared of? He was literally just murdering everybody that was in his path.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, he's right behind her.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's silent.
Yeah.
And you don't know. And she's like, "Oh, he might come." And he's like, "Oh, no. Don't worry about it. It's nothing or whatever."
Yeah.
Why is he so confident? Didn't he hear it? Like literally, it is rural.
Yeah.
It's not like trains and buses are passing by.
Yeah.
Anyone within miles would have heard the damn chainsaw going off.
Yeah.
And so this guy definitely heard a chainsaw going off, but he's pretending like, nothing. Is he deaf? Like, what is the explanation for this? So for me, I'm absolutely saying to myself, this guy is suspicious.
Yeah.
Now, what I would have done, or what I thought that she should have done, but what she's being chased with a guy with a chainsaw. She's not necessarily in her right mind. But in my assessment, if she picked up, what was it, like a knife?
Yeah.
It was like a machete or something.
Yeah.
So when she picks that up, that's the first thing I would have looked for something. When it got all quiet, when he backed up with the truck.
Yeah.
As soon as he backed up with the truck and he started to come back inside, as soon as the truck was in view, first of all, I would have known, hey, the truck works.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to know. This truck works.
Yep.
Okay. And there's keys in it because he just put it in park.
He also came back in with holding rope in his hand.
So forget about the rope. The truck works. The truck works. I now have a weapon.
Yeah.
The second that he came back in the doorway, I'm chopping.
Yeah.
I'm chopping until he stops moving. I'm getting in the truck and I'm driving down that damn road.
Well, it's funny that you mention this because I noticed this right away, and which again made me feel something about this guy, that he's not to be trusted. But I'm wondering if you caught wind of it, if you noticed it. You said that as soon as he kind of came out and he pulled her into this gas station, that's when you noticed that the sound of the chainsaw was done.
Yeah.
And this guy who was just chasing her with the chainsaw, Leatherface, clearly isn't around anymore.
Yeah.
But did you also notice too that for a moment before he went to go get the truck, he just left the door wide open?
Yes.
Leatherface could have come in to kill her. She also didn't even question that or stop him at all. That threw me off.
I thought that was weird, that for whatever reason, she didn't
say
freak out.
nothing to him,
or she didn't try to close the door, get up and close the door to make sure that she's in there safe.
Yeah,
she didn't do any of that. She just stayed and kind of waited in this eerie silence.
Yes,
and I didn't understand that, but of course we get the opportunity to then see the barbecue that he was talking about.
Yes, we did.
And it's a rack of human ribs.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that, of course, that's a confirmation, and she knows, and that's around the time when she picks up the machete.
Yeah.
And that's fine. She could have done all of those things and picks up the machete. And I get it when you're panicky and you don't make all the best decisions, but bro.
Yeah.
Obviously not to be trusted, like I said. Out in the middle of nowhere, everyone could hear that sort of noise.
Chainsaw man's gone. You see the barbecue. There's no gas that he said earlier. Yeah. There was no phone he mentioned.
Yes.
No phone either at a gas station.
Oh no, sorry, there's no phone. We gotta drive all the way to some other place, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro.
And if that's the case, and he's saying we gotta drive somewhere else, why wouldn't he mention that to them earlier when they had no gas? But I don't know.
They also didn't really ask a lot of questions.
That's true.
And that was even a point of that was one of the characters who mentioned that. He's like, well, did you ask him if there's gas anywhere else? He's like, oh, no, not really. I just think that these were a group of people that were entirely too trusting of strangers.
Yep. Too trusting. Too naive, which brings me to ask the question of what is the impact of the performances on the audience? For me personally, I don't buy it. I think that these, as you just said, these people are too trusting, but I myself, as well as you, would never be in the same situation as them. It wouldn't happen to me.
I'm just naturally more suspicious. I understand that people exist who are generally more trusting. Some would say either naive or gullible. I get that those people exist.
Right.
But this is what makes it difficult for me to buy into the movie. It's the reason why this particular movie, I can't give it like a perfect score or something like that because I don't get it. I don't get how a person like me ends up in it. I suppose it's not for a person like me.
Right.
You know, so I can appreciate lots of things about it, but I'm like, I would never be in that position.
I do think for the low budget film and these unknown actors at the time that they had been using for the film, I do think that everybody in the movie gave a very solid performance.
Yes.
I think that the fear and the emotions were believable, just not their level of thinking was believable. The decision making was not believable.
No.
But I do think that they all really sort of delved deep into their characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they played them off very well. So overall, what I think of this movie, I do understand the mixed reception of the film when it was released in 1974, being both considered groundbreaking, as it did, I believe, and clearly we know since then it has done a lot for horror.
Mm-hmm.
There's been several sequels of Leatherface that have been produced ever since. There has been video games on it. So it has that strong impact, especially more than likely becoming more of a cult film later on.
Yes.
But I also do understand as well the sort of mixed and polarizing reception, and albeit being controversial. However, that being said, the movie was very slow. The decisions that the characters were making in the film, I could not relate to, nor could you. However, I do still feel that this movie has been very influential for the sake of amateur filmmaking, as well as the ending I thought was terrific.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. So me personally, out of 5 jump scares, I rate the movie a 4.
You know, so I've had a night to sleep on since I saw the movie.
Right.
And I think to myself, what should I give it? Because it's definitely not a 5.
Right.
But I think I was leaning more towards 3.5, but I think no, I can't give it a 4. I gotta give it 3.9 jump scares.
3.9 jump scares. Interesting.
Yeah, it's for me. It's almost there.
Yeah.
It's almost there, but not quite. But I can respect all of the innovative aspects to it. I can expect making the best use of what they had to create the film, making the best use of the actors that they had. They really created this great world, this great dynamic for such a kind of low budget. It was good though.
It was. I enjoyed it.
3.9 is a very high rating.
I enjoyed it. And there you have it. 3.9 jump scares for Rock Horror, and I give it 4 jump scares for myself.
Yeah.
We want to thank you so much. This has been the review for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974.
Yep.
And we want to know what you guys think. So feel free to comment below and give your feedback and let us know what you were thinking of the movie and how you feel about it. As well, don't forget to like our channel and subscribe to it. And
ring the notification bell so you know when a new video comes out.
Absolutely. And also, guys, let us know about any movies that you have, any favorite horror films that you want to see reviewed. Leave it in the comments below, and we'll be sure to make a review video and give a shout out to you as well.
What are we doing next? Next
week, we have Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. That's what we're doing for episode 3, so don't miss that. Come back next week for it. Great film, fantastic, super excited about it. One of my favorites.
All reviews and no play makes Rock a dull boy.
There you go. I was wondering where you were going with that. But yeah, that's all we have for today. This is Scary Terry.
And this is Rock Horror.
And we are Campfire Spookhouse, where we scare ourselves awake. Till next week.